Welcome. Today I'm going to be looking at the ZooStorm GT6. I believe this is also similar to the Cleaver and Schenker models listed on screen. Here I'm going to show you a very quick unboxing video. Here we have the advertised spec for the model I bought. Key things to note: it comes with the Windows 10 operating system pre-installed. It's got the iCore 7 quad-core processor running at 3.6 GHz, 8 GB of RAM, 120 GB solid-state hard drive, plus a 1 TB hard drive, a dedicated NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 graphics card with a IPS 1080p screen, and all the usual devices you see listed. Now, if we compare the advertised spec with what Specky reports, you can see that the stock CPU speed is actually 2.6 GHz, not the advertised 3.6 GHz. If you research this particular Intel iCore 7 processor, it does state that the utilization of the CPU up to 3.6 GHz is possible for one of the cores only under certain conditions. You can also see that the 8 GB of RAM comes with the DDR3, stated at 799 MHz, which is actually double that, which is 1600 MHz. The DDR stands for double data rate, so you can times that by 2. The next thing to look at would be the storage. So you can see that the Patriot solid state drive is registering at 111 gigabytes. I expect this is because it has got recovery partitions for the operating system should you need to recover the system. On this next screen you can see that we've got the CPU core details displayed, highlighting the 2.6 GHz speed again, but you can do a comparison using the Task Manager performance monitor, which I've also taken a snapshot for you. If you do use the CPU, you can see that it does actually go over 2.6, and you can get it up to, I've got it up to 3.38 gigahertz in the little white screenshot there. Here we have the RAM specs, should you want any more details. You can see them on the screen, also compared with the Task Manager resources monitor. So you can see the comparison between Specky and what Windows 10 reports. Moving on, then we have the motherboard specification for you to look at here. I'll let you have a read and take any information away that you want. There isn't anything particular I'm going to talk about on this particular part of the specification. Next, we're looking at the physical memory stored inside the laptop. We've got here the 120 gigabyte solid state Patriot drive, which hosts the Windows 10 operating system and any files you choose to save to it. It has a SATA 3 interface, which is up to 6 gigabits per second. To do a true test of what this can actually mean in terms of file transfer speeds, you can see on screen I transferred a file, and the maximum speed thereabouts I got was somewhere around 112 megabits per second. That can change depending on the circumstances of the files and the drives that you're transferring to, such as if you're transferring solid state drives to solid state drives, then you'd expect the speed to be quicker. The test that I did was SATA hard drive to the solid state drive. The second physical storage the laptop comes with is a 1 TB Western Digital hard drive, which is also recorded as a SATA 3 drive. You can see all the other attributes that you want to read on the screen. Again, I'm not going to go into any detail, but you can take a look at any details that you are interested in. The final specky screens we're going to be looking at today cover off the audio, network and peripherals. So the audio then comes with the Realtek high definition audio device. You can have a look at the details there if you want anything more to look at. Next we have the network. Then the network is a Intel dual band wireless AC adapter. Now the AC adapter is the latest Wi-Fi technology. So if we look at Wi-Fi now, then general standard is N, and that produces between 150 and 300 megabits per second, depending on your setup. The AC has potential for up to 3 times faster, so that can be anywhere from 450 megabits per second through to 1.3 gigabits per second, depending on your setup and what kind of hardware you've got that your router connects to. Next up is a look at the laptop itself. The shell is a matte texture with a slight rubber feel to it. It seems to be a strong and sturdy construction. The keyboard has an option to turn on the backlight via the function keys using the FN button. The stereo speakers are mounted just below the screen, which produces a reasonable sound as far as laptop speakers go. You'll see a fingerprint scanner next to the keys on the trackpad. I couldn't get this to work through the account setup option where it's available, though it's not important for me. It has 4 USB 3 ports, which I have to say aren't that great. They don't make the best contact with the plugs that I connect to it. It oddly has a SIM card reader on the side if you want to use a mobile data connection. On the back you've got standard HDMI along with a mini display port connection and a VGA on the side. Finally, you've got a standard SD card reader, Ethernet and DVD drive. From the bottom of the laptop you can see there is only access to the battery. There are no service panels to access the RAM or the hard drives. However, if you take out the 16 or so screws and gently use a plastic pry lever found in a mobile phone screen replacement kit, it is easily opened up for any maintenance or upgrades you may want to do. A quick look at the internals then. You can see it can host 2 sticks of RAM and the hard drives are easily accessible. You can have a quick look at the other components that are in the laptop if you want to pause the video. Overall, the laptop performs well. I've been using it for a couple of months now, generally for graphics processing and video production. However, I've not used it for gaming, so I can't comment on the performance for that. I hope you found the video useful. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.